Hello, happy Friday, Best of Italy. Here we are already, a short 3 weeks away from our trip, getting down to the wire. In today's issue, we're going to be talking about our travel days 8 and 9. So we're getting towards the end of the trip here. Travel tips. So for this week, we're going to highlight on health concerns, medication, over-the-counters, prescriptions, as well as some emergency details for us. In the newsletter, you'll see that we kind of highlight the different items that you would want to put in the toiletry bag with you to be included on the airplane, just to kind of keep you comfortable. And a lot of people like to make sure freshen up as we're, pretending like we're sleeping and flying through the night and waking up in the morning in London in this situation. So a toiletry bag. A travel fan I thought was a great tip. A lot of these hotel rooms that we're going to be in may not have air conditioning, and without that airflow, it might get a little bit uncomfortable. So I love the idea of a travel fan just to keep us a little bit more comfortable. Washcloths, isn't that interesting? Washcloths are not a common thing in Italy. So if you're someone who likes to use a washcloth in the shower, you may want to bring some along, or the disposable kind. We're going to be doing a lot of hiking. This is a level 3 trip. So we'll be hiking for 2 hours, walking for 2 hours. And I say hiking because, the terrain that we're going to be on is going to be uneven. We're going to be going upstairs, downstairs, and they're not necessarily going to be in the best condition. So we could pretend that this is maybe a little bit of a hiking trip in many of these old towns in ancient cities and areas that we're going to be traveling through. Remember, Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA does not exist over there. So lifts and proper stairs and railings and all that, we're going to leave that behind when we leave Chicago. So being prepared and knowing that we're going to be out adventuring for many hours at a time is definitely a highlight of this trip, because we're going to get to do a lot. But with that, I want to make sure that you guys are prepared as far as any of your medications or creams. Again, traveling with medication is not that big of a deal. Just making sure that everything is in its original pill bottle so that the prescription is on the label. Then we won't have any problems. The weekly pill pack reminders, our TSA is not a fan of that because they want to see what it is. They want to know what you're traveling with. So try to travel with everything in its original containers. One tip maybe is if you have a big container and it's got more pills than you're going to need for the 2 weeks, leave those at home and only bring what you need. But also keep in mind, what if we were delayed? So do pack a little bit extra in case if our trip goes a little bit long. I don't want you to run out. As far as traveling with medications that would be liquid, they are not going to be concerned with the 3.4 ounce liquid rule. So I have that all broken down. If you have questions or some of this is concerning and you're not quite sure, talk to me. I'll be happy to look through it and make sure that you're sure what your specific situation is. Emergency, we're going to talk about that. If we have an emergency when we're in destination, similar to our 911 system, Italy does have a 3-digit phone system as well there. So I have that listed. Obviously, we're going to have our tour manager with us and our city guide with us. So we'll be well taken care of in the event that we would have an emergency. But I have that listed here for you, as well as some of the phone numbers in the event that you would become separated from the group and need to have those numbers. Those are here for you. You have my cell number here listed. Obviously, I'll make sure that you all have that as we're on travels, as I'll have yours for emergency contacting as well. I have listed here, make sure that whoever you do have listed as an emergency contact for you for this trip, that they're aware that you're traveling and that they're an emergency contact. We've had some weird situations where people didn't even know that their family member was traveling or that they were listed as the emergency contact. And obviously, if we're reaching out to them, it's a situation that's already a little difficult, and to have that conversation, they didn't know that their parent or whoever was traveling. So looking at our itinerary, day 8 and day 9 is what we're going to talk about. So we're still in Florence, and we are going to be doing our walking tour of the piazza And so that means that's like the courtyard is the piazza. And we're going to be seeing the Palazzo. And that's going to be like their town hall. So we're going to be in that area, which is a big tourist area. It's going to be very full of life, lots of energy. We will be doing a walking tour into the area where the cathedral is and Duomo. Within our walking tour, we don't actually go into the cathedral or up into the Duomo. That is something that you can do after our tour proper is done. It is a Sunday, so keep in mind that the cathedral will have services going on throughout the day. So if you're interested in that, that might be kind of something that you would be wanting to go and take a look at and enjoy a service at a big cathedral like that. Again, the afternoon, we do have our free time. Many of us are going to be going to the gallery and seeing some of the different museums. I know one of you is looking at going and doing a tour up into the Duomo. So that will be a fantastic day. Again, that day, breakfast only. So we will be on our own for lunch and dinner. Day 9, we will be eating breakfast, and then we will be leaving Florence, and we will be traveling to the region of Chiusi, if I say that correctly. There we will be undergoing a underground tour and exploring the ancient waterways, how they developed the original sewer systems, really, as well as getting to see some of the great artifacts from some archaeological digs in this area. We'll be arriving in Rome early afternoon and checking into our hotel, which is right in the heart of the city, what they call the Eternal City, Ponte Sisto Hotel, if I say that correct, right on the water, beautiful location. So I'm very excited to get into Rome. That day then, we will have the afternoon free and dinner on our own as we are arriving into Rome and beginning that part of our travel. So the question of the week, I kind of kept it here just to add it to this section, and it was specifically regarding medical equipment, or in this case, a CPAP. Super common. Everybody seems to be traveling with a CPAP now, so not anything out of the ordinary. You're going to go through TSA just normal. The airlines do not consider this a personal item or a carry-on. It is medical equipment, so it does not count for either of those. You can keep it under the seat or in the overhead. Because this is an overnight flight and you may be sleeping, keep in mind that this may be something that you need to actually use on the airplane. So if that is the case, we need to make sure that it is FAA approved to use on the aircraft. And then obviously you'll need to have your water with it. So that might be something you need to pick up in the airport once we clear security so that you have that. But I do want you to make sure that you check the voltage so that when we are in destination, that if you need a converter or if an adapter is fine, that you have that all set and you're ready to roll once we're in Italy. So it's been a great week, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this week as well. I look forward to talking with you next week. I will be getting together with some of the local folks that are going through the travel documents that have arrived. So I look forward to seeing you guys. Milwaukee, I will be getting yours out to you in the mail. So you should see those coming as well shortly. And we'll do a follow-up phone call to make sure that we cover all of those details and the at-home pickup and everything is understood as we get closer. So look forward to talking to you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Take care. Bye.